Breaker of this world's chain, we adore thee, whom all men love, spotless, taking man's form. O purifier, thou art above the gunas three, knowledge divine, not flesh, thou whom the cosmos wears, a diamond at its heart. Let us look deep in thine eyes, they are bright with the wisdom of God, that can wake us from Maya's spell. Let us hold fast to thy feet, treading the waves of the world to safety. O drunk with love, God drunken lover, in thee all paths of all yogas meet. Lord of the worlds, thou art ours, who wert born a child of our time, easy of access to us. O merciful, if we take any hold upon God in our prayer, it is by thy grace alone, since all thine austerities were practiced for our sake. How great was thy sacrifice, freely choosing thy birth in this prison, our iron age, to unchain us and set us free. Perfect, whom lust could not taint, nor passion nor gold draw near. O Master of all who renounce, fill our hearts full of love for thee. Thou hast finished with fear and with doubt, standing firm in the vision of God, refuge to all who have cast fame, fortune, and friends away. Without question thou shelterest us, and the world's great sea in its wrath seems shrunk to the puddle that fills the hoofprint in the clay. Speech cannot hold thee, nor mind, yet without thee we think not, nor speak. Love, who art partial to none, we are equal before thy sight. Taker away of our pain, we salute thee, though we are blind. Come to the heart's black cave,
ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। भक्तः सुकर्मयोगी च बालभावसमायुतं तं भक्तवत्सलं वन्दे Subodhanandaswaminam. Today is the sacred birthday of Swami Subodhananda Ji Maharaj, one of the 16 monastic disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. On this occasion, we will briefly go through his inspiring life. The biographer of Swami Subodhananda Ji quotes from the Bible, "Except ye be converted and becomes as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven." So, quoting this, the biographer says that Subodhananda Ji was childlike in his simplicity and singularly unassuming in his behavior. With these qualities, he combined the great wisdom of a sage. So such a rare combination makes him a worthy disciple of Sri Ramakrishna. His early name was Subodh Chandra Ghosh. He was born in Kolkata on November 8, 1867. His parental home was not far from the house of Narendranath. So it's in the central part of Kolkata. And this Subodh's family, they owned a Kali temple. It is called Tantaniya Kali Badi. So even today it is very famous. Hundreds of people go. Though it is not as famous as either Dakshineshwar or Kali Ghat temple, nevertheless many people go. It's a small place compared to these two temples. So this Tantaniya Kali Badi was owned by his parents, Shankar Ghosh, I think, his grandfather. He owned that temple. And Sri Ramakrishna, as you may know, when he came to Kolkata with his elder brother, he stayed somewhere close to that area. And Sri Ramakrishna used to visit this temple, Tantaniya Kali Badi. The name of the mother that is worshipped there is called Siddheshwari Kali Mai. So Sri Ramakrishna used to visit that temple, as well as his Subodh's house. Of course, Subodh was not born. He would visit their house. And later, as we see, when Subodh went to meet Sri Ramakrishna says, I knew you would come here, Sri Ramakrishna. So even before he was born, so Sri Ramakrishna had decided that he would go to him. His parents, his father was very fond of religious books, and his mother was a devout lady, and she would tell the stories from Ramayana and Mahabharata to young Subodh. And these religious stories, as well as the religious temperament in his house, implanted in him the love for God and the love for truth and such qualities. And even from his childhood, he had a spirit of renunciation. So he knew, even at that time, that the ordinary family life was not for him. So he was very sure. And when when he was hardly in his teenage, his father proposed to marry him, arrange marriage for the Subodh. And he vehemently protested. Then the father said, all right. Probably he was studying at that time in 6th grade or so. Then his father said, all right, so when you pass the 8th grade, I will give you in marriage. So that was settled. So Subodh, though he was a brilliant student, so he was very much afraid of passing this 8th grade examination. So he deliberately stopped studying for the exam and prayed to God that he may fail the exam. So as can be expected, he failed the examination, and his father also lost interest in arranging his marriage. And then around this time, he got from his father a book on teachings of Sri Ramakrishna, written by one of Sri Ramakrishna's household devotees, Sri Suresh Chandra Datta. So this book impressed Subodh very much, and he became very eager to meet Sri Ramakrishna. He told his father that I want to meet Sri Ramakrishna. His father said, all right, I will take you along with other family members to Dakshineshwar on a holiday. So just wait. So I'll take you conveniently on a holiday. But Subodh, he became restless. No, I want to see Sri Ramakrishna. So one fine day, he simply fled from his house and went to meet Sri Ramakrishna along with his friend. So Sri Ramakrishna received him very lovingly, and he asked him to sit on his bed. So Subodh was very hesitant to sit on his bed, but Sri Ramakrishna forced him to sit on his bed, and then he told him. So even before Subodh could open his mouth, he said, "You come from the family of Shankar Ghosh, aren't you? I know you. I have visited your house, and I knew that you will come to me." So this he told Subodh, and afterwards he grabbed his hand and he closed his eyes for a few minutes, and Sri Ramakrishna said that you will realize the goal. You will realize the goal. Mother says that you will realize the goal. So Sri Ramakrishna told him. And then he asked him to come on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Either on Tuesdays and Saturdays are considered very auspicious for the worship of Divine Mother. Probably that was the reason. And other reason could be that on Sundays other devotees, they come, and Sri Ramakrishna would not be free to talk to these young disciples. So he would ask his young disciples to come on working days rather than on Sundays. So for Subodh it was difficult for him to accept this because his family would oppose. But nevertheless, he said he would try. And then very next Saturday, he again came to Sri Ramakrishna. So that was his second visit along with his friend. And this time, so Sri Ramakrishna, he took him to the veranda and made him sit there. And he stroked his body in an ecstatic mood from navel up till the throat. He stroked his body, Subodh's body, and saying, "Mother, awake, awake, mother." So uttering these words, so Sri Ramakrishna stroked his body. And then he wrote something on his lips and asked Subodh to meditate. So Subodh closed his eyes, and as soon as he started meditation, there was a severe tremble in his body. And then he started seeing a very strange light, and forms of different gods and goddesses appeared before him, and after a few minutes they all merged in the infinite. So this vision he had, and then his meditation became very deep, and he lost all outer consciousness. And after some time, when he came back to normal consciousness, he saw that Sri Ramakrishna was again passing his hands on his body, but in the reverse direction, from throat downwards. He was stroking his body. And then Sri Ramakrishna asked him, how did the meditation go? So Subodh said, "Oh, I had a wonderful meditation." Sri Ramakrishna was very happy. Then he asked him, "Did you practice meditation before?" Subodh said, "Yes, I did. So my mother used to tell me stories of different gods and goddesses, and I would think about gods, those stories." So Sri Ramakrishna was very happy. And then after this initiation of from Sri Ramakrishna, Subodh would see a light in between his eyebrows. He would always see a light between his eyebrows. And he told this to his mother, that, "Mother, I see a light." So mother was very happy, and she told him, "Subodh, that's good, but don't tell this to others. Because if you tell it to others, you may lose this vision. It won't continue." Then Subodh, even at that young age, he replied, "What harm will it do to me, mother? I do not want this light, but that from which it comes." So he told, people who make too much of these visions or seeing some forms or hearing some sounds. So here is a lesson. So it is not those forms or that sound that we are seeking, but the source. So Subodh had that keen understanding, penetrating understanding even at that young age. Then Subodh, even from his boyhood, he was very frank, open-minded and straightforward in his dealings. And he would say whatever that came to his mind without mincing matters. Very frank. So after a few visits to Dakshineshwar, Sri Ramakrishna asked him one day, "What do you think of me?" So this was a very standard question Sri Ramakrishna asked many of his disciples, both monastic and lay. So what do you think of me? So Subodh, by then, of course, he had heard from many disciples that Sri Ramakrishna was a great saint or incarnation, was God himself. All this he had heard. But Subodh replied Sri Ramakrishna that, see, many people say many things about you, but I don't accept any of it. So unless I find a proof for myself. He told this on the face to Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna, of course, he smiled and said, yes, you are right. So you test me, and when you find the proof, then you can accept. So Sri Ramakrishna gave him the full freedom. And then as he continued to visit Dakshineshwar and came to know Sri Ramakrishna more and more, Subodh understood that Sri Ramakrishna was the great savior. So he had the capacity to bestow even moksha, even the liberation to devotees. This conviction grew in him. So one day Sri Ramakrishna told him that, Subodh, you should meditate. You should meditate every day. At least twice you should meditate. So Sri Ramakrishna told him. So Subodh immediately replied, in all frankness, that I cannot do. That I cannot do. If I had to meditate every day, why would I come to you? I would have gone to some other guru. So it's not that he did not like to meditate. No, his whole life was full of austerities, tapas and devotion. But his intention was that Sri Ramakrishna had that great power. So he had such faith in the power of Sri Ramakrishna that for him, for his disciples, it was not necessary to do these things. So Sri Ramakrishna had the power to give them whatever was wanted, whatever was needed. He could do that. So that was his conviction. And then on another occasion, Sri Ramakrishna told him that, see, you live in this Tantanya Kalibadi, so nearby is the house of Mahendranath Gupta, the chronicler of Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. So you go and see him once in a while. So Sri Ramakrishna told Subodh. This Subodh met Sri Ramakrishna. His first visit was sometime in the middle of 1885. Okay, and we all know Sri Ramakrishna passed away in August 1886. So just for about a year or so, Subodh had personal interaction with Sri Ramakrishna. So by then, Sri Ramakrishna towards the end, he would advise many of his devotees, especially the newcomers, to meet either Ramchandra Datta or Master Mahashaya or Girish and learn from them a few things about spiritual life, and then come to him so that he need not have to talk to them everything from the beginning. So the same advice he gave to Subodh as well, to meet Mahendranath Gupta. this Subodh, he was very frank, so he told Sri Ramakrishna. He means this Mahendranath Gupta, he knew, Subodh knew that he was a family man. He had his family. So Subodh told Sri Ramakrishna, he has not been able to cut asunder his family bonds. What will I learn of God from him? Very frank. Then Sri Ramakrishna understood his spirit of renunciation and said, see, you go to Mahendranath Gupta, he doesn't talk about himself. He will talk only what he has heard from this place. From me, whatever he has heard, that he will share with you. So then Subodh said, all right. Then after some days he went to this Mahendranath Gupta's house and met Mahendra, and again in his all simplicity and frankness he repeated the conversation that he had with Sri Ramakrishna to Mahendra. So that Sri Ramakrishna asked me to meet you, and I told this, and he said this. So Mahendranath Gupta was also very much impressed by the frankness, and he said, yes, you are right. I am a very ordinary man, so I have heard few things from Sri Ramakrishna that I share with whoever comes to me. That is all. So Mahendranath Gupta was impressed, and Subodh was also liked. He also liked Mahendranath Gupta, and from then on he would go to Mahendranath Gupta and spend long hours listening from him about Sri Ramakrishna and very other spiritual matters. Then after Sri Ramakrishna's passing away, Subodh could not continue in his home, and he very soon he joined the Baranagar monastery under the leadership of Narendranath Datta. He joined the monastery, and he received the formal vows of sannyasa and became Swami Subodhananda. His earlier name was Subodh Chandra Ghosh. Now his monastic name became Swami Subodhananda. But Swami Vivekananda called him Khokha. Khokha in Bengali means a child. So because this Subodh was young in age and also very simple like a child, Swami Vivekananda called him Khokha. And other brother disciples also would call him Khokha. So that is how he has become famous by name Khokha Maharaj. Then Swami Subodhananda, people refer to him as Khokha Maharaj. Then in 1889, he along with Swami Brahmananda Maharaj, so they went on pilgrimage to various places: Varanasi, Mount Abu, Dwaraka, Mumbai, and then they finally came to Vrindavan. They practiced spiritual disciplines for quite a few months. So Swami Subodhananda had very interesting experiences during these days, during these pilgrimages. And he underwent a lot of austerities, had many realizations, had the concrete proof of the benevolent hand that was protecting him all these days. So those incidents are all recorded in his biography. Then when Swami Vivekananda returned from the West and urged his brother disciples to devote themselves for the spreading of the message of Sri Ramakrishna and to serve people, those who are in need. So Swami Subodhananda was one of the first disciples who put himself under the leadership of Vivekananda. And when there was a plague epidemic in Kolkata, and later when there was famine in Odisha, Ramakrishna Mission undertook relief work, and Swami Subodhananda very actively took part in those relief and helped the poor. And he had a very tender heart. So he would often be seen next to the sick bed of patients, and he would nurse them. Many times he would beg alms to help poor people. And there was at least one family near Belur who were almost starving, and Swami Subodhananda helped him. So there are many instances which show the kind heart which Subodhananda had. In the later years, he could not do much of physical work, but he spread the message of Sri Ramakrishna. He traveled extensively in Bengal, both in the today's West Bengal and the East Bengal, now what we call Bangladesh. He toured, and during these travels, he would speak about Sri Ramakrishna and his message to the people from morning till night. So without any break, without considering the hardships, so he would continue to speak. But his face would always be beaming with joy. That is, the joy of giving was always evident. He would not consider any whatever the inconveniences he had, but he would always speak to people. And he also initiated, in the beginning he was very reluctant to give initiation, but later on Holy Mother insisted, no, you should give initiation. Then, even then, when people would go to him seeking initiation, he will say, what do I know? I am a koka, I am a child. And then he will refer them to either Holy Mother or Swami Brahmanandji, or later Swami Shivanandji. He would refer them. Only when those disciples could not go to them, then he will initiate. And he initiated a large number of people, and he even gave initiation to many youngsters. So he would say that now they have received initiation, after some years they will understand. So he would initiate even children. And he had great love for Swamiji. His devotion to Swamiji was only next to that of his devotion to Thakur, Sri Ramakrishna. And when Swami Vivekananda, whenever he happens to be in very serious mood, other brother disciples would be would be afraid to approach him. Then they would send Subodh to break his seriousness. So, and Swami Vivekananda also loved him very much. He was very self-reliant, would not accept any service, and he led a very austere life. His wants were very few, and he had almost no personal belongings. He would not accept any gifts, and no choice about food. Whatever that came to him, he would eat with relish. And this great renunciation, the biographer Swami Gambhiranandji says, was the result of his complete dependence on God. So because he had surrendered himself to the Lord, so he was totally devoid of worry about his own personal life. And in his talks to devotees, he would always insist this self-surrender aspect. And just as his external life was characterized by simplicity, his spiritual life was remarkable for the directness. So he had no philosophical problem to solve, and for him ultimate reality was a fact. And when he talked about God, it would seem that God was a greater reality for him than all these earthly relatives. And he said, so Swami Subodhanandaji said once that God can be realized much more tangibly than a man feels the presence of the companion with whom he is walking. So God can be realized. He can become so real. That was his conviction. And his worship was also devoid of any external embellishments. So he would not care to repeat the memorized verses or anything of that sort. So when he entered the temple, he would go just as if he was going to meet his close friend, something like that. So very cordial relation he had with Thakur. And then towards the end, he suffered many physical ailments, but even then he would say, when I think of him, that is, think of Sri Ramakrishna, I become forgetful of all physical sufferings. So those physical ailments or sufferings could not shake his spiritual convictions. And when he was in deathbed, Upanishads used to be read out to him. And once in a while, he would warm up and he would speak of deep spiritual truths. And once he remarked, the world with all its enjoyments seemed like a heap of ashes. The mind feels no attraction at all for all these things. So these words he said from his deathbed. So great was his realization. And the night before he passed away, a beautiful prayer came to his lips. So he said, my last prayer is that the blessings of the Lord be always on the order. On the order that is this Ramakrishna order. So he sought only the blessings of Sri Ramakrishna on this order. That is the greatness of the Swami Subodhanandaji. And then he passed away on December 2nd, 1932. He was hardly 65 age. He passed away. As can be seen, Swami Subodhanandaji, the great simplicity, unostentatiousness, simplicity, unassumed nature. So these were the hallmarks, and along with that, of course, his spiritual realization. So today is his birthday. So let us pray to Sri Ramakrishna and to Swami Subodhananda to give us strength, devotion, knowledge, so that we also progress in the spiritual life. Thank you. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.